Welcome to part 5 of the mag tutorial. So we're nearly halfway there. Let's crack on and get this going. Now we want to move this story into the next 3 frames here, same as we've done here. So step 3 is going to start at the top here. To do that, we need to either create a frame here first, or we can move this out of this frame and use the overset or the output function to create it over here, which is what we're going to do basically. So I'm going to select the frame, double click it to get the cursor within the frame, and put the cursor at the beginning of step 3. Then use the return or enter key to move it, or move the text out of the frame. Now when that happens, you can already see the red dot appearing here. So if I go back to the selection tool, makes it slightly clearer, you can see there's a plus symbol there. Now the plus symbol simply means, so if you don't know what this is, this is your import, remember? This is where your text flows into a frame. Because it's blank, it means it actually starts here. There's no arrow here. If we look down here, it's got a plus symbol. This is the out one, so it's where it's flowing through to a different frame. But because it's got a plus symbol, it means it's off the edge of the frame. I can't actually show it. You need to add a new frame for it to go in. Here, plus add a new frame. So I'm going to click on that, and then get the loaded text icon, and I'm going to draw a new frame from the top of the page across the 3 columns to the bottom, like so. And you'll see the text now flows from here to here. If we click back on the first frame, you'll see that symbol has now changed to a pointer, i.e. it's pointing out of the frame, i.e. into here. Again, if I delete that, you'll see this has got the plus symbol in. Also note, at this stage, it's also saying there's an error, i.e. this is saying, or to us at the moment, that we need to make more space for it. But if it wasn't selected, you may miss that little symbol, and some version of it in InDesign you won't actually see that if the frame is not selected. So it's got an error shown down here on the pre-flight. Now the pre-flight's always running unless you turn it off, and it actively checks for errors all the time. So it's given us an error message here saying overset text, and so it says there's overset text. If you expand that, it tells you it's on text frame on page number 4. There. So you can actually click here and it will actually take you to where the error is. Now we know what that error is, and we know what we need to do to fix it, which is simply a case of selecting the output, drawing our new frame, and our text is now displayed, and the error has now disappeared. So it's back to green saying, hey, no errors, I'm happy. So it's always worth keeping an eye on this because it helps you out a lot. Now I can notice I've made that frame slightly too big. See, it's actually into the gutter here. So let's just resize that. There we go, perfect. Now what I want to do is add a few images in here. So I'm going to lock my text, unlock my images, select my image layer. Excuse me. Again, I want to use one of these as a guide. So I'm going to select one of them. I'm going to copy and paste it and move it over here. And then I'm going to just do the same thing again and again. That looks about right. Maybe move it up a little bit with the cursor keys. That'll do. So we've got 3 frames ready to place some images in. I'm going to select my first frame. Just do File, Place. And the first one I want to put in is the 80s background. So remember, InDesign, Mag, Images, 80s background, open, and it's going to go in. If it doesn't fit proportionally or any way you want to, remember you've got your size in display options up here. So we want to fill frame proportionally. And again, I'm going to not have anything selected this time. Go to File, Place, and I'm going to select the smiley face and then do Open. Now if I try to place this by clicking on the frame with the existing image inside it, you may find in some versions of InDesign it won't actually go in. It just places the image on your document, which is not what I want. So what I do is hold down the Alt key, and you should see, if you look very carefully, the little graphic just to the left top has brackets suddenly appear on it, and if you click, you'll actually go within the frame at that point. So it's a handy little thing to know. It's not part of the exam, but it's very handy to know. So we've got that frame selected. Actually, let's change that one to fit content proportionally so we get that whole smiley face in. All the other ones we're using this at the moment, but that looks much better. The next one we're going to do, select the frame, file, place, and I believe it's step 3. Yes, it's step 3 we're working on, isn't it? Step 3. And we do open and place that in. Now we're going to move. I've got to unlock my text layer. Whoops. Do that. And I will move. Oops. I'll move this down to about there. And then we'll place the next image in. Again, I'm going to duplicate this. This time we're going to use the Alt key. Well, not cheat, but just make it a bit quicker. Use the Alt key, drag it in, actually get one ready for the next place. Now, as you see here, when I drag this down, you see the 2 arrows that appear to the right. So if you see the arrows appearing, I'll move it back into alignment. That's telling us the gap between those 2 images, or 3 images really. The gap between them is all the same. So it's an easy way of making these gaps appear the same. And what I might want to do to make it more uniform is select all 3, drag this down. Oh, where is it? There we go. So we're aligning with the bottom over there. I can't in the middle. There we go. Oops, it's gone off alignment. Let me just get that back again. There we go. Where's the alignment? Come on. There we go. Just to keep this uniformed across the line here. Now, let's line this up a bit more. That'll do. And then we move step 5 down. And then finally, if you wish to download our images, blah blah blah. Now we need to match the images, obviously. So this one needs to be step 4. So file, place, step 4. And this one needs to be the final one. So file, place, and then this InDesign work. Open. There we go. So we just check the print preview. We've got all the images placed. And what I'm going to do is now change this bit, mag.com, to a hyperlink. So I'm going to select mag.com, and if we go to Window, Interactive, where's Interactive? Hyperlinks. So Window, Interactive, Hyperlinks. I'm going to undock it just so we can see what's going on. And we can actually type in a full URL. If you're typing a URL, don't just type, for example, www. It's got to be the full thing. So http in this example, www.mag.com. I have no idea what's on mag.com. This is just a pure made up thing. So mag.com. But make sure when you've done that, you make sure you selected this first, or whatever you want to make into the hyperlink, and you type it fully in and must press enter, and it will add it. Okay, so it's live, it's been added to page 5, and if you want to check the URL, you can click on there and then fire up a browser and check it. Excuse me, I'm just going to redock this back here. Now do be aware with hyperlinks, obviously it's not going to work in a printed publication, but if you export this as a PDF, interactive publication, it will obviously work. So that's it for this version. Quickly putting in images. You can see these 2 need fixing, but I'll leave you to do that on your own. And how to add a very quick hyperlink.